with double certified nutritionist Martha Van Camp and lifestyle expert Anastasia Turchetta, and we're about to have some real talk about aging as a woman. You see both of my friends on Bloom a lot talking about their areas of expertise, but today we're getting a female's perspective of the new book, Brooke Shields is Not Allowed to Get Old, Thoughts on Aging as a Woman. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
It's great to be here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. I hope we can talk more about subjects like this in the future, because this particular speech and being able to attend this luncheon was a game changer. To hear it from a superstar like Brooke Shields about aging, and it was humbling and interesting. So what are some of the top subjects that you want to talk about? We'll start with you, Martha.
Oh gosh, in the hot seat.
In the hot seat.
Right out of the gate.
How about sex as we get older?
Yeah, let's start with that.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so again, we'll start with you.
Oh, wonderful. You know, I just think it's really tough as I stumble with my words. Use your words. It's an interesting scenario where I think both men and women, to be honest, if we're not careful, it's very easy. If you've been married more than 3 to 5 years, even at an older age, it's very easy just to slide into that roommate zone. And if you aren't intentional, that roommate zone, I think it can be one of the marriage breaker-uppers, if you will, if you stay in that zone too long. So I do think it becomes a challenge just because from the drive and the stressors and the hormones for both men and women, I think it becomes really challenging.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
You agree too, because for me, I don't know how you feel, but for me, when I was younger, I felt like I had all this confidence. I'm like, yippee-yi-yay. And then as you get older...
Yippee-yi-yay, I could break a hip.
Exactly.
You gotta what? Yeah. You gotta take that yippee-yi-yay down just a little bit.
Anastasia removed the bungee cord, so what now?
Velcro.
Right, Velcro. Okay, that's good. I don't want too many deets on that,
right.
but seriously, it does change as you get a little bit older.
Absolutely it does. I agree with you. I feel, I'm not married as long as y'all, but I totally agree with you regarding where do you come from? I know just from menopause, for me, it feels very different, and it's just an open conversation. And if you're vulnerable in the communication aspect of it, that means a lot too. Because, you know, I used to want to be the cuddler and snuggle upper, and now I'm like, you know, like stop the madness and all the things. I'm too, right? The headache. Now I'm too hot. But it's just it's learning each other and feeling confident in it and not afraid to say it. Whereas when we're younger, we're sometimes like overthinking how our body looks or overthinking. How do I say what feels good without hurting someone's feeling? And now, because we're in this stage of life, we're owning it and going, hey, this feels great, or hey, let's try this.
Or the needs that we had younger.
Yes.
We can't assume that those needs for both men and women have gone away as we age. Those needs and expressing those needs and reminding patiently, I think a lot of conversations when you start to say, this is what I need, the opposite person just assumes, well, I'm not giving that. Like, they're on the defensive already.
Right.
Where if you go into it saying, look, I like everything that we're doing, if we could add this, or let me just remind you that I also need fill in the blank.
Right. I like that.
We didn't do that when we were younger.
It just happened.
Yeah,
it
that's
happened.
true.
And we didn't know sometimes. You didn't know what you didn't know.
Right.
That's true. That's true. I want to deep dive. We have Karen Donaldson, who's a communication and confidence coach, internationally renowned, coming on. And just in the pre-interview and you talking to her before the show, I know she's going to talk about the aesthetics of it. And she says that, you know, how we age and how we look, and this is tough for me to swallow, it doesn't really matter. Like, we should be confident as women, but that one's really hard for me because I do, you know, struggle, especially with this particular job. I'm like always trying to keep my weight in check, always trying to keep the way I look in check, this in check, that in check. And I feel like it gets heavier and heavier and heavier as I age.
Because when we are literally naked, we emotionally feel naked, right? And so that's our most raw state. I feel very blessed that I do have a husband. I used to get mad about this. Like, why don't you compliment me when I have clothes on? Instead, he compliments me when I have no clothes on. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I look so great today. I have makeup on and everything else. But I think it's that scenario, and it is understandable. When you are naked, you are literally emotionally and physically naked. And that is such a raw, raw moment. And as we get older, as you know, Brooke has said in her book, when she realized her knees were at her ankles, hello, I resemble that comment, that, you know, that those moments, nothing's going north as we get older. So it's still in that whole communication piece and just accepting that as we do get older, we're still beautiful.
Yeah, well, I would say you both are living examples of that. And
Ditto, sis.
And thank you. And that's all something that we need to receive. Your thoughts?
Right.
I feel that for me, I dress my energy. And to me, that just means a lot, because then like how I dress makes me feel more confident, more spark, and that confidence is like glitter. Like it never goes away, but it makes everything fabulous.
Yeah.
So
That's
the
great.
clothes. So
The clothes,
you're
yes.
talking about not being dressed, and then Anastasia.
I'm talking about being dressed. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. The fashion thing. Yes. For
Yes,
me,
fashion is good.
I just feel like in our 50s or over 40s, even like people would place a stereotype on us to say, you can't wear that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you thinking? And what are you thinking? And you know what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
I'm matching my energy.
Because
That's
you're
what I'm
showing
thinking.
up for yourself.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I got a viewer email about what are you thinking and some of the clothes I wear. I'm thinking what she just
I'm
said.
matching my energy.
Yeah.
I'm matching my
Confidence
energy.
is
Good
glitter,
glitter.
ladies. All right. Thank you so much for the conversation. And we're going to share this conversation with you on BloomTampaBay.com.